Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing you an important update about the economy and the investment market so you can better understand what we see in the global landscape. You know, we looked at the retail sales numbers that came out a few days ago, and they were actually quite excellent. What this is telling us is simple. The consumer in the U.S. is still spending money. In fact, they're spending a little bit more money. One of the things I've talked about throughout this year is consumer debt actually is at the lowest levels we've seen in almost 20 years. This is a net positive. Consumers are paying down debt. They're going to have eventually more money to actually spend in the real economy. Corporations are sitting on close to $2 trillion in cash, which is the most per market cap we've seen really probably since the 50s and 60s. So at the end of the day, corporations are doing quite well. They're increasing revenue and they're increasing profits. This is important. The consumer is slowly repairing its balance sheet and getting better and better. You're finding improvements around the world, not only in the emerging market economies, but also in Europe. Of course, all this takes a little bit of time. The problem, again, that I cite that happens to too many investors is called negative news. You constantly hear about all the negatives in the news, unfortunately not the positives enough. And these negatives often make people make rash decisions or bad decisions. They think the economy's getting worse than it is, or it's not really growing at all. At the end of the day, the economy is getting better. Markets are essentially hitting close to new highs on certain indices around the world. Not all, but many. I'm glad to say that we are in many of those indices hitting new highs this year. I firmly believe as we continue through the rest of 2013, the areas that we are currently in within our client portfolios are going to continue to do well. One of the areas that I keep getting a lot of calls and questions on are gold and commodity-based investments, not from clients, but from people from my TV and radio shows, people that still own gold and commodities. Commodities are down about, on average, 10% year to date, while a lot of markets are up 10 and 15. You're looking at gold down 25%. In fact, it hit a new low just a few days ago. And in fact, this morning it looks like it's going to trade down about another 1%. One of the things that works well is relative strength. Owning relative strength and selling relative weakness. Now, I had somebody, we did a workshop yesterday, and one of the people, he pulled me aside and said, you know, I own gold still in my portfolio. What would you do at this point? I said, well, based upon our criteria, I wouldn't buy gold. So I said, you have to ultimately decide what your strategy is. The problem is this woman didn't really have an investment strategy. She told me the reason they picked gold is because, well, they had stocks and bonds in their portfolio and they thought they should buy something else. That's not an investment strategy, and that's exactly what leads to not only big risk, but also emotional decisions and bad investment performance. So again, if you don't run a strategy, you don't know what to buy, when to buy, and more importantly, you don't know when to sell. And so I said to this lady, I said, well, why didn't you sell your gold position? Well, we didn't know when to sell. That means you didn't know what to buy either because you're not running a strategy, which is essentially what she told me after we talked for a few minutes. So again, not only is buying an important decision, but more important is when do you sell an asset category that is becoming out of favor before it's down 25, 30, or 40%. Those are important parts of the equation on an investment strategy. The sad fact is most people buy and hold assets kind of like a garage. You accumulate a bunch of junk. Eventually one day that junk becomes worthless and you have a garage sale and you sell it for pennies on the dollar. What you want to do is get rid of what's not working in that portfolio long before it's down 30 or 40%. If you're a client of Resney Wealth Management, please give us a call. If you're not a client and you want to benefit from our management, call us for a consultation. We would love to help you improve your portfolio and get you on the right track. We had a live TV show last night, which is now uploaded on our website, and we will be having a live radio show this Sunday. Again, if you have questions, call our office. Make sure you have yourself a safe and profitable week.